we always knew that we wanted to live in this area, first of all. The street had lots of trees and like the gardens and stuff nearby, like the parks. I think then for this house, it was a total gut. So we went in knowing the floor plan, and we were like, we already knew what we wanted to do to it. So we wanted to do a side extension return, and the layout was perfect too. So it wasn't that we loved the house, it was more just the location and what we could do to it.
Yeah, I think that it has so much curb appeal as well as the Victorian terraces that we knew we liked that style of house. So it kind of just suited everything if we could make it what we wanted it to be.
Yeah, I think we preferred that than getting a half done house because we were like, we want to just gut it.
Yeah,
so
exactly. But yeah, the textured wallpaper didn't put us off.
No.
We thought we could get rid of it.
Yeah.
So we had a plan that we wanted to build a side extension in the part of the garden that wasn't being used for anything, and was a spot that we felt that you could make an inside and make the house a lot brighter, a lot bigger, and create the kind of open plan living that we wanted downstairs. And then in the loft, we wanted to put a bathroom in the loft because previously it was a room that wasn't really being used for anything. But we thought it could be a really nice bedroom. We wouldn't have to dorm it, we just thought we'd put a bathroom in it. And we'd seen lots of projects do similar things before. We looked around a couple of houses before buying this that had done similar things, but not quite in the style that we wanted to do it in. So we did have a plan, and I think we applied for planning permission within 2 or 3 weeks of moving into the house. So we were pretty keen on and knew what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the garden was the latest addition. But yeah.
I think the main thing was we wanted a space that we could entertain lots of friends and family, have a nice bright space that we'll be in pretty much all the day. We spend in here pretty much.
Yeah.
And just kind of giving us that opportunity to have people in here and in the summer have all the doors open and have kind of living both inside and out and feel like it's all just one space. I think that's what we were going for.
Previously in our old house and when we moved here, the kitchen was a little tiny room at the back, and then your friends, your guests would be a totally different space. So the idea was that first world problems, but so that you can talk to your friends when you're cooking. And walk inside, outside was the main kind of goal. I think for me it was mainly living in the dirt and the dust, because our previous renovation, it was only 2-3 months.
Not even
that. And I find that quite a challenge. So we knew this one would bring that as well. So I think that's what we were dreading, and also the cost, because at the time we were doing it, things were already starting to go up and quotes were going up. So I think that was the worry. And delays and things like that, but that was the main sort of worry, wasn't it? But
I think, and for me, decision making. I knew there'd be lots of decisions that we'd have to make, and you kind of I knew we might get decision fatigue, and even in that,
you do get fatigue.
Yeah, and even in that small little project before, we struggled to make these small decisions that you think are going to matter a lot, and in it. They don't. But at the time, they seemed really important. So I thought we'd struggle to make some of those. In terms of the roof lights, we had quite a clear idea that we wanted kind of a frameless look that maximised the light, and we wouldn't have a lot of roof lights have those kind of black frame as the interior, or traditionally just quite plastic looking. So we told that to our architect, who recommended Roofmaker, and specifically sent us the link to the Luxlite, suggesting these because they're kind of more like light wells, no frame, and did completely maximise the light of what we were looking for, in addition to being really warm and well insulated. So I think she kind of said, this is a really good solution. Because we thought about doing a whole glass roof, but thought that might create some problems with the more keeping it clean, the cost. if it would look dated in the future, whereas I feel that the Rooflights don't give you all those benefits of having the kind of glass roof, but without the problems of the glass roof.
I think after our architect had told us about Roofmaker, we started following Instagram and then just loved the light that it gave into renovation homes. And that was the first thing we purchased over everything else. We just don't look back.
I think from the socials we kind of got the idea that Roofmaker have similar designs of what we were looking for the whole interior, so kind of matched quite well. I think I would recommend Roofmaker to anyone really. The customer service from sending the first inquiry to any problems we had on the day was really good.
Delivery was on time.
Delivery was on time with really good communication from them about when exactly the Rooflights were going to be here, because that was really important because they do weigh a lot. So we had to make sure we had the people here to carry the Rooflights in. So it was important for us that we knew when they were definitely going to arrive. And the customer service, as I said, was really good.
So I think natural light is so important just for, in general, your mental health, your everything. Even on a cloudy day in here, it's still quite bright. So first thing you get up in the morning, we have a bit of sun in our garden already in the morning, which is so good. So no matter what the weather is outside, it's still really, really bright, isn't it? So we love it.
It just kind of gets you up for the day. When you come down and see it being bright, even on a grey, cloudy day.
I think we couldn't believe that this was our home. We were kind of like, this feels like you're in someone else's home. It was just too beautiful to think. And it was only after, because we finished the renovation in July, got married in August, and it was only in September that we were like, oh my goodness, this is ours. So I think that was probably the biggest surprise. It was ours and we finished it.
And then it all worked out.
And it worked out, There's no sort of hiccups, which was nice. I think this most difficult thing for sure was the rising cost of things. As we know, everything last year, even down to the floor tiles, had doubled in price. So we find we were having to make, not impulsive decisions, but we were having to just buy stuff without thinking about it as much perhaps, because we knew things were going to go up in price. So budget, and also the dirt, living in the dirt for 6 months, trying to plan a wedding was quite challenging, all at the same time. So I would recommend we separating those, but we got through it. It was worth it.
I think planning and preparation is key.
A spreadsheet and getting your builder to maybe put down exactly what's involved in each little bit, because we got a ballpark budget, but wasn't itemized. So that'd be my advice.
Itemize and research into the into products and what you want to put in, and because research comes with planning, but it also means that you don't overspend on things. And keep within that kind of budget you've got. And I guess if you have a disagreement, it'll be okay.
You'll get through it. I think it just makes it way more functional in terms of it just feels clean, it feels easy. It's easier to keep clean because it's all quite new and easy to live in. And yes, we're way more likely to have friends around than going out, so we actually save money in terms of cooking at home. It was more enjoyable.
And it just feels like home.
Just feels like home.